Welcome to a brief meditation for Advent. One spiritual discipline for Advent to which you are invited to consider is eat slower. Let me explain. I'm here at the sanctuary at St. Luke's, and I'm right here at the table, the dining room table. After all, church is nothing if not a dining room where we celebrate a remembrance of the Last Supper. Eating is a principal sign of the kingdom of God where all are fed. Here at another table in this lovely church to talk about Advent and patience. How did the early church grow? It grew not because of some evangelistic attitude or approach, some formula of professing a faith. It grew because of the virtue of patience was central to the importance in the life and the witness of the early Christians. The people that wrote our Gospels, Paul among others, wrote and reflected on patience. It's interesting that in 1 Corinthians, the passage read at almost every wedding, what is the first word used to describe love? Love is patient. Despite the disincentives, the persecutions, the culture against them, the strategy was patient ferment. People who were not rushed. People who lived a life of such attractiveness because they were full of peace, gentleness, kindness as a result of practicing patience. They took their time because they were patient, knowing God was at work. Their faith within them knew that in spite of the moment and the pressures and the life around them, God was at work. Patience in the early church was cultivated both in their worship and in their daily life and the life of their community. I've seen it at work here at St. Luke's. The incredible amount of time put into whether it's Advent wreath making or providing a Thanksgiving dinner for dozens, for all the effort over the months leading up to the Christmas fair, and the way in which music is so carefully curated and offered to the praise of God takes time. It's not expedient. My spiritual director, Martin Smith, in seminary once said that prayer is wasting time in God. Rather offensive on one level, but on the other, the world does not value the time we place in prayer. It doesn't. It's not efficient. What does it do for the bottom line? Does it get the Christmas presents wrapped? Does it get us to the next thing? Patience in the early church was a habit. It was a habit of slowing down and recognizing there are more greater powers in their life than they could ask or imagine. And they believed it, and they lived it, and so can we. Which gets us back to eat slower. You all have a fabulous kitchen, you should know that, because anyone can come in here and get themselves an incredibly beautiful cup of tea with the greatest hot water available at any given time. And the lovely thing about tea is it's a wonderful illustration. Pouring the water in, and then you have to wait just a little bit for the flavors to be evoked from the hot water and the leaves. And you are rewarded after a couple of minutes with something savory and heartwarming and good for the soul and body. Cheers. Have you ever gotten yourself a bowl of ice cream and you scarfed it down, and then at the last spoon you're realizing, oh, I don't have this much left, and wow, was it really good? And did I really eat that? Eating slower allows us to savor life. Eating slower is grounded in patience. It's a great way to illustrate it in your daily life. Being patient, waiting, eating slower. We live in a world of fast food, don't we? And nothing against the fast food product. It's the velocity that's the concern. If we would practice, whether that's with over a bowl of oatmeal, savoring the texture, the temperature, the spice or the sweetness of it, or a ham sandwich at lunch, or a restaurant at a fine restaurant. We take our time. And that time taking can bring to mind a thoughtfulness and a mindfulness and an awareness of patience. And we can think and consider other areas of life where patience is vital or in short supply, where we can provide the gift of patience. Or we can offer that calm, peaceful presence of those who know God is doing more for us than we can ask or imagine. And then in time we can be that symbol, that tangible witness that others might just be drawn to, who want that, what they desperately need in their life, but don't have a name for it, are busy, are harried, are rushed. The benefit of slow food is better for our bodies, certainly better for our souls, and the communications we have with those around us, if we are eating with another, allows for better relationships. The spiritual gift of Advent is patience, and we practice it with eating slower.